Well, uh, good evening, guys. Good evening, guys. I'm riding the Phantoms here. Nice to see you guys today. My apologies for starting a couple hours late. I overslept from my nap. I hope everyone has been doing good. We are back with episode number 24 of the Lightning Round. Today we have some topics that come to mind. One topic, of course, is it literally just broke the news today that as soon as I woke up, as soon as I was preparing. Uh, and I guess it's one of the topics that we already have in mind that I honestly want to get out the way of John Madden. I mean, John Madden officially died at the age of 85 years old. We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about this is not some stuff is not gonna take long. It's really just gonna be these two with John Madden, the Doom mods, and of course we're gonna be recapping with the NFL week 16 because we got a couple more weeks left with 17 and 18. Uh, Honestly, I don't know if I can even get to these next two. I don't know. I mean, today's just now the news just now. It's a gut punch. John Madden was announced dead in this morning today, and the announcement came up like for me it came up 19 minutes ago. I was talking with somebody on the phone, and then as soon as that announcement broke, I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta hang up the phone. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm so silent. Like, give me a minute. Like, honestly, I'm still trying to process this information. I don't know. I don't know how am I supposed to feel. I mean, let's be honest. For people that don't know football, you have an idea who John Madden is. Whether you know him from him being a coach of the Raiders, whether you know him as a commentator with football, or even whether you know him with his games. John Madden was a literal integral part of the sports world, whether it goes for gaming or whether it goes for sports. That man literally put his heart and soul into this shit. I can still remember back when I was a kid, when I was going over to my aunt's house at the time. And honestly, the only way I was introduced to Madden was really through the video game. I'm going to put it up on screen real quick. This was the first game I got introduced to when it went to Madden. This was the first game. I had no idea who John Madden was until I was introduced to this game. This was the first game I even got introduced to John Madden and who he was about, really, because all I would do when I would just play the game randomly. Didn't matter what team I would pick. I would just hear his commentary along with Pat Semero. You know what? I should play this for a soundtrack next time I do a Madden. You know, I think I might. I feel the need to do that right now. I don't know. I just feel the need to do that right now. But this was the game I got introduced to who he was and what he was all about. And to see that he did his own commentary for these games from what, 98? From 98 up until Madden 2008 officially, because that was when he stopped. I'm sorry, 2009, but Madden '09 was his last form of. He didn't commentate, but you heard his voice whenever you pick a stadium. Whenever you start to load into the game, and it'll highlight the stadium first, and then he'll talk about the stadium for a little bit, and that was when they had two more commentators take over for him. And at times when he would do when you go to Ask Madden, he'll go ahead and give you a play call, and he'll talk about the play call and what makes it a good idea for you to pick it. That was the last game he really did any form of audio cues or audio commentary on, was Madden 2009. 2008 was his last game where he did any form of commentating. At least as far as I know. But yeah, again, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't get through this as I used to, because it's such a shock. I mean, the thing is though is with John Madden, you had a feeling that it was gonna come because it comes with everyone. You know, everybody dies, but even despite that, the amount of history John Madden has brought us, whether we are fans of football, whether or not, when anytime you see Madden, the first thing gonna come to mind is either his video game or his commentating or him being a coach. That's what's so crazy to me. Guys, there's a reason why even still today I'm still playing some of his football games. Now, I don't play his recent football games because of how EA has introduced to the newer generation how they think football should be done. But either way, I'm still playing the football games that have his name on it. Part of it's because of nostalgia, for sure. But of course, another part of it is because of the fact that his games still stand the test of time. Yeah, they still are. They still are, Choco. Like, they still are. They still are. Like, right now, I have Madden 2008 on my PlayStation 2 right now, and honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to do lightning round right now. And I just want to showcase these games to you. Better yet, even play these games. Just to look back at the fun that we really was brought with this. That's what I want to do right now. That's what I feel the need of doing right now. I mean, yeah, I've been playing NCAA, but look, that's what made that another thing. That's what made the games just as. That's what made Madden just as much great. Is the fact that you could play NCAA football, and if you had the same Madden game, if you had the Madden game from that same year, you can literally export it as a draft class, and you could just have fun with it. That's what made it just as much more fun. It made it just as much more of a thing where you can continue your enjoyment with the franchise mode and the dynasty mode for both games. The fact you can do that. The last game you could do that with, as far as I'm concerned, was Madden. I think Madden 20. Yeah, Madden. Sorry, NCAA 14, and no. I don't think it was NCAA. I think it was NCAA 13 and Madden 13, as far as I'm concerned. I think. I could be wrong on that, by the way. I could be completely wrong on that. But yeah, like I said, that's what made the games even more fun. You could just take your draft class from NCAA, pour it over to Madden, have more fun with it on Madden, and you could just swap in and out and have draft classes at the ready. But yeah, honestly, right now, I think that's what I want to do. Um, I will talk. I guess here's the deal. I guess the way how I see it right now is I'm gonna cut this episode a little bit shorter than I usually would. Um, I'll talk about everything that's been going. I'll talk about a couple of the things that's been going on, but then after that, honestly, right now, I just want to stream some old Madden games right now, just out of memory of literally one of the most biggest influentials when it goes to sports, or better yet, gaming in general. So I think when I have the time, I'm probably gonna download one of the older Madden games. I think I'm looking at either Madden 2002 or 2003. I know, Dolus, you said 2005. I'm looking at that too. I might download 2005 and just be like, yo, let's have some fun with this. You know what I mean? Let's have some fun with this for a minute. You got 2001. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking 2002, 2003, maybe even 2005 right now. 2002 was the game that introduced me. 2003 was just as much fun, but 2005 literally revolutionized the game entirely when it went to defensive football, and we already know about that. Ray Lewis being on the cover, the hit stick was absolutely insane. And of course, there's Madden 08. I still have Madden 08 for having the complete PS2 Madden experience, whereas you had the hit stick 2.0, hit stick up high, up low. You still had Playmaker around. You had the Madden Vision, the QB Vision, which I still to this day praise because of how authentic the football games, how authentic passing was, because you couldn't just not have a QB vision and think, okay, the quarterback can see everybody on the field. No, what made it great was the fact that you literally can just read a quarterback like that. Now, some quarterbacks you couldn't read, such as Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. You couldn't read them because their vision was so fucking big that you wouldn't be able to know where they would be passing. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right. Oh wow. All right. So let's get to it then. Let's talk about these NFL games. since we're now at that point. I'm gonna talk about a few of them. I'm gonna talk about the NFL games that matter and NFL games that really the ones that mostly matter. Oops, sorry about that. I'm gonna say this when it goes to Madden. I don't know about you guys, but Madden 23 should have nobody but John Madden at the cover. It shouldn't have a player from this year. It shouldn't have a coach from this year. It shouldn't have anyone from this year. It should have the man that literally started the franchise. You should have John Madden on the cover of Madden 23. And if Madden don't do that, it'd be really a shame. So this is the one time EA should be doing something right. John Madden should be on the cover of Madden NFL 23. Okay, on that note, let's talk about a few of these games that actually did matter for specific reasons. Let's start first here. I'll talk a little bit on the AFC side. Really, y'all know I'm an Eagles fan, so I'm gonna lean towards more on the NFC side. But yeah, let's talk about it real quick. Especially since right now there's more going on with the NFC than there's the AFC, as you can see from the playoff picture. But let's like I said, let's talk about it. Right now, Titans beat the 49ers 20-17. This matters because for the Philadelphia Eagles, they're looking at playoff contention for a few reasons, and the 49ers losing, it definitely did help them out. So thanks a lot, Titans. Jimmy Garoppolo went 26 of 35, 322 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Ryan Tannehill went 22 of 29, 209 yards, 1 touchdown. Rushing, they did okay. A.J. Brown absolutely balled out with 11 receptions, 145 yards, and a touchdown. Rashaan Evans had 5 tackles, 2 assisted. He had a pretty damn solid game. Let's see. Amani Hooker got an interception, pretty cool. J.J. Jenkins got an interception, also pretty nice. So next, we're gonna talk about the Colts beating the Cardinals. This is very, very critical because the Cardinals right now has been on a losing slump. John Madden will be the greatest coach ever for the Raiders. Eddie Blake's been the greatest coach for the Raiders. There will be no Raiders coach that will top what John Madden has done. None at all. That was already set in stone right before that was set in stone regardless of where they were at, whether they were in Oakland, whether they were in Los Angeles, whether they were in, of course, right now they're in Vegas. John Madden is still the greatest coach in Raiders history. So there's not much else we need to say off that. Carson Wentz went 18 of 28, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor had 27 yards out of 108 yards. Colts right now, they're looking at playoff contention. They're going to keep on using Jonathan Taylor as such, and I don't blame him because he's been on fire. Michael Pittman had 8 receptions, 82 yards. T.Y. Hilton had 4 receptions, 51 yards. Cardinals have been an absolute wreck ever since they lost one of their critical games. Kyler Murray went 27 of 43, 245 yards and a touchdown. Zach Ertz had 8 receptions, 54. Chase Edmonds had 8 receptions, 71, along with him having 16 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown as well. I don't know what's been going on with the Cardinals, but they better get it together because guess what? They got 2 more weeks to straighten their shit out because they're really dropping their spots, and it's not a good look for them. Falcons beat the Lions 20-16. That does not matter because neither team is in playoff contention. This one matters a lot for the Eagles again. The Rams beating the Vikings 30-23. This will matter for a few reasons that I will talk about a little later. But Matthew Stafford somehow still winning despite going 21 of 37, 197 yards. He threw 3 interceptions and he threw for a touchdown. Sony Michel has 27 carries, 131 yards, and a touchdown. Cooper Kupp had 10 receptions, 109 yards. Tyler Higbee have 5 receptions, 41. Odell Beckham Jr. 4 receptions, 37. Let's see. Let's take a look at the stats for the Vikings. Kirk Cousins actually had a pretty okay game. He just couldn't beat him. He had 20. He went 27 and 38, 315 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Yeah, he got a better stat line than Matthew Stafford. Still took that L though. Alexander Madison 13 of 41 and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson 8 receptions, 116 yards. KJ Osborne 5 receptions, 68 yards. Harrison Smith 7 tackles. Of course, Anthony Barr had 2 interceptions. Xavier Woods had 1 interception. It's crazy to me how the Vikings did better statistically, but they just could not score if their life depended on it. In order to beat the Rams. But hey, look, like I said, it's gonna matter for a little later. Bills beat the Patriots 33-21. This is why right now, when you look at the playoff picture, no team in the AFC aside from the Chiefs has clinched because they're all still struggling. Let's take a look at this. Titans 10-5, Bengals 9-6, Bills 9-6, Colts 9-6. They could fuck around and actually sit up there and reach the number 2 spot. Cause the Titans, I can't see them hanging on to it. The Bengals right now is a little shaky. The Bills right now is shaky. If any team right now in the AFC is red hot, it's the Colts. So also you got Miami. Miami might actually get in the playoffs now because of what happened with them earlier. They beat the Saints, and they help out the Eagles. 2 teams helped out the Eagles in the most critical way. Chargers, we're gonna talk about them. Raiders, we're gonna talk about them. Ravens, we're gonna talk about them. Let's see here. Chargers got their ass kicked by the Texans 41-29. That's not good. That's not a good look for their playoff hopes because first off, you lose to arguably one of, if not the worst teams in the AFC badly. They dropped the 40 burger on you. But on top of that, right now, I don't know what the fuck's been going on with the Chargers, but at first they were on a winning streak, now on a losing skid, and then they win a few games, now they're back to losing a few games, and the games that they're losing to, the teams that they're losing to is absolutely horrific. You should not have any team sit up there, particularly one of the worst teams in the AFC, drop a 40 burger on you. Point blank period. So, there's that. Bengals beat the Ravens 41-21. Bengals right now, they're looking good at the moment, but they also had a few stinkers of their own early in the season. We're gonna see if they'll keep that up later on these next 2 games. We'll find out what's gonna happen with them in week. We're gonna find out what's gonna happen with them in week 17. And of course, we're gonna get a good look at what are the week 17 games. Buccaneers beat the Panthers badly, 32-6, and of course, the Panthers earned my award. Clap them cheeks! Clap them cheeks! Clap them cheeks! Clap them cheeks! Now I understand it was a divisional game, but my God, did the Panthers ever get their cheeks clapped? And I gotta tell you, right now for them, it's not good looking. So I don't know when they're gonna figure out their whole quarterback situation, but now they don't need to be going through this where they're just getting their ass kicked left and right like this. Deceptus, I'm going good, man. I'm going well. I think after this, when I'm done covering these NFL games, I'm probably gonna play some old Madden games. Out of respect for John Madden, I'm probably gonna do that. Let's see here. Steelers beat the Chiefs 36-10. How come I had a strong feeling this was gonna happen? And it's because of this. The Chiefs, they lock up. They're about to lock up home field advantage because their next 2 games is looking relatively easy for them. They were struggling at first, but now it's just they're smooth sailing. Raiders, speaking of the Raiders and, John Madden, the Raiders won. They beat the Broncos 17-13. We're going to find out what their next 2 games are because I have a feeling for them. They're probably motivated now more than ever in hopes that they'll get into the playoffs. The Raiders right now are at 8-7, so it's a possibility they could go 10. It's a possibility they could go at 10-7, but they could still miss the playoffs because look at how intense the AFC is. 9-6, 8-7 is the literal worst right now for for this, for the whole AFC. So we will find out, because right now the Chargers, the Raiders, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Browns. The Browns and the Broncos. They're each jockeying for position to get in the playoffs. And as you can see, compared to the NFC, it's not as difficult as it is with the AFC. Cowboys, because of the fact that the Broncos lost, the Cowboys clinched home field advantage. Not home field advantage. They clinched the NFC East, and they pretty much solidified it by beating Washington 56-14. I understand Washington would probably get the clap cheeks award, but that's gonna go right to the Panthers off the simple fact these motherfuckers could not score 10 points if their life depended on it. They couldn't even score double digits. Last but not least, of course, another game that's helpful to the Eagles. They beat Dolphins beat the Saints 20-3. The Dolphins not only move up in the playoffs, but the Saints move down in the playoffs, and by holding that tiebreaker, because the Eagles beat the Saints earlier this year. You look back at it right here, the playoff picture. Right now, from how I see it, the Eagles are at number 7. The Eagles are at number 7. The 49ers are at number 6 right now. And basically both teams control their destiny if they can, win their games. We will find out with the 49ers, and we will find out with the Eagles, but here's the deal. You also got these teams right here that are on the bubble. They're waiting for these two to fuck up so that way they could get in. So now let's take a look at Week 17 schedule. For the teams that are in the bubble, the Eagles face Washington, and the 49ers they face the Texans. Now the 49ers should beat the Texans. The 49ers should beat the Texans, but seeing as the Texans literally just we just talked about it, they just clapped the cheeks of the Chargers, and seeing as they just lost versus the Titans, I don't know with them. Right now, they're looking a little inconsistent at the moment. But right now for them, they better win. Because if not, they're opening the door for the Eagles right now, which starts at 1 p.m. The Eagles can actually clinch a playoff spot and get into the playoffs with a first-year head coach with Nick Sirianni, second-year player Jalen Hurts. They can get in by winning on Sunday. They literally control their own fate. All they have to do is win. Win and they're in. That's it. That makes it a stronger of a case of anything, but there's more to it than that. This is why it's more stronger to it than that, because right now you have the Vikings versus the Packers on January 2nd at 8:20 p.m. Should the Packers win, Packers not only lock up home field advantage, but that also helps the Eagles out, because the Eagles would actually clinch their spot. Let me see if I could find it real quick. This is if the Eagles win, I believe. So let me see. Let me see real quick. It shouldn't take too long, because I remember having to like it. Okay, so this is what it would take for the Eagles to clinch the playoffs on Sunday. They win. And the Eagles win. A Vikings loss at Green Bay, which is likely because Green Bay is trying to lock up home field advantage. Okay. So also a San Francisco win at Houston. So basically the Eagles have to rely on Houston again. The Eagles have to rely on San Francisco again. Or a Saints loss at Carolina. So what's more likely? What's more likely is, of course, the Eagles winning. You can't rely on these other two scenarios to come into play. The Eagles basically just need to sweep Washington in order for them to get into the playoffs. So that's all that there is. That's really all that there is to it. When it goes to 49ers, it's the same case with them. They just need to keep winning. I don't know if they have playoff scenarios as well. I haven't looked, but all I can tell you for the Eagles, their playoff scenario is looking real likely. Now, if they clinch their playoff position, they do not need to worry about facing the Cowboys until the playoff game, because, of course, if it stays the way that it stays, with the Eagles being the 7th seed takes on the number 2 seed, because the Packers, they're going to get a first-round bye. So because of this, it would be the Cowboys versus the Eagles on the wild card game because for some dumb reason, it's always the top seed facing the bottom seed. Now, it could be either that or the Rams facing the Eagles, depending on how everything will go. We don't know right now. So with the Cowboys, they face the Cardinals. So if the Cowboys want to lock up the number 2 seed, they need to beat the Cardinals, which honestly right now for them is looking a little easy. And for the Rams, what they need to do is they need to hope for the Cowboys to lose while they go ahead and take down the Ravens. And there you go. That's your playoff seeding right there. Now, for me personally, I'm going to be honest. For me personally, I'd rather go up against the Rams. Personally. And the reason why I say I'd rather go up against the Rams because the Rams are actually the most shakiest team out of this whole list. The Cowboys beat the Buccaneers, so right now Buccaneers beat the Cowboys early in the year, so right now they hold tiebreakers should that continue. I don't know why that's happening the way that it is, where I guess it's because of strength of schedule or some shit like that. But yeah, Buccaneers beat the Cowboys earlier this year. You'd think they would hold tiebreaker and become the number 2 seed. But yeah, for me personally, if I had to say, I'd rather the Rams be the one team that the Eagles would want to face because they're the most shakiest team out of the bunch. Now I understand there's the Cardinals as well, but I don't think the Cardinals is going to be able to. I don't think the Cardinals are gonna really be the true number 2 seed. Do I want them to beat the Cowboys? Yes, but I don't think they'll be number 2 seed due to this. I really just think it should be the Rams. And that's the team I'd rather go up against because they have a better shot of pulling off an upset, especially against the Rams. Because here's the deal: for people that don't remember, they picked up Odell Beckham Jr. and Von Miller on trade deadlines and free agency. Odell Beckham Jr. wanted to go to the Rams because he wanted to win. Von Miller got traded to the Rams because the Broncos, they felt that they didn't want him no more and they wanted to rebuild. So really for the Rams, us beating them would be very interesting. You know what I mean? So that's something I would want to happen. What the hell is this? But yeah, that's how I see it. All right, I talked about all that there is to talk about for playoff scenarios. I talked about all there was when it goes to football. Football at the moment. I will talk about one more thing. Well, actually, I'll take that back. Me wanting to talk about the Doom mods with the NFTs, that can go over to next week if that's okay with y'all. That can go over to next week. I don't mind having a laugh and make fun of NFTs, but right now for me personally, it's not the best timing to go ahead and do that. But yeah, I don't think it's the best timing. As for me, trying to get these old Madden games is gonna take a bit. But what I do have is I have Madden 08 right now. I'm probably gonna boot that up, and we can go ahead and enjoy some old PS2 Madden fun. So, let's go ahead and end this episode here, shall we? Let's end this episode here. Let me give you guys a schedule throughout the rest of the week. And, of course, we'll come, after that, I will come right back in a few minutes. And we can go ahead and we can, start up some Madden 08. Alright, so here's the deal. Tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. as usual, guys. Especially since I'm off. I got an off day, thank God. 4:30 p.m. We're going to be doing more Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on Wednesday. Thursday, also 4:30 p.m. we're going to have movie night. We're going to be watching The Matrix movie. Friday, 4:30 p.m. I'm absolutely free. I'm not doing anything because of the fact that I might be out on that day. Saturday, 8:30 p.m. we're going to have Yakuza Kiwami because of the fact that I will be out on a Friday. And, of course, Sunday, we're going to continue on with more NFL action. Where we do streams on Kev's Discord server, so !events if you guys ever wanted to tune into those events on Sundays where we go ahead and we watch the NFL and we chill out. Alright, guys, like I said, please give me a few minutes to go ahead and switch titles and switch streams. I guess it's only right for me that I want to go ahead and just end the episode a little early. 42 minutes in, I have no problem with that because right now I'm booting up. Don't thank me for streaming necessarily. I'm not leaving. I'm coming right back. I just want to end this episode real quick, and then after that, I will come right back, and then we'll go ahead and we'll play some. We'll go ahead and boot up some Madden 2008. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Just let me end this episode the proper way that we know how to end it, and then after that, I will change the stream title and change the stream game. We're gonna play some old Madden. So yeah, give me a few minutes, guys.